Hi, welcome to Getting Started with Anthos. My name is Bradley Wong, and I'm a product manager at Google Cloud.
And my name is Aurelie Fonteny, and I'm a product manager for Antlers.
So today, the agenda we're going to go through is we're going to start with an introduction of what Anthos is. We're going to go through some of the use cases that our customers have seen in the last 12 months of using Anthos. And then we're going to go through some suggestions on how to get started with Anthos. So what is Anthos? So Anthos has been around for more than 12 months now in the open. So a lot of customers have asked us, well, what is Anthos? Is it GKE on-prem? Is it GKE? Is it a container as a service platform? Is it a platform as a service? Is it just a bunch of open source tools? Is it a bundle of different tools that Google's offering? Or is it all of the above? Well, probably a good way to start with a description is to actually start with a statement that describes what Anthos is. Now, this is not all the different use cases that Anthos can provide, but it certainly is a core set of how we think about Anthos. So Anthos is a managed platform for enterprises that want faster modernization and greater consistency in a multi and hybrid cloud world. That's a lot of words, so let's break that down a little bit. First, managed platform. What do we mean by that? Well, first of all, the platform could be consumed or subscribed to. Our customers can consume it as they want, as they need, as their requirements grow, or they can also purchase an upfront subscription to offset any of the usage charges as well. Next, a managed platform is also something that takes away the toil of actually managing it yourself. So in that sense, Google actually manages that for you. So what we provide is the capability for you to incrementally upgrade the capabilities of the platform as you deem necessary. And any updates to versions, to fix vulnerabilities, to fix bugs, or add new features is also managed by Google as well. So next, what do we mean by application platform? In this sense, an application platform provides something that can actually host the applications of your choice, be they container-based applications, or they can also be traditional applications. Our application platform is based on completely open source projects. For example, Kubernetes, Istio, Knative, Tekton, to name a few. Now, the platform is also designed for enterprises in mind that have large, complex needs. There could be security requirements, operational requirements, governance requirements. There's many, many requirements that our enterprises need to cater for. And Anthos provides all those enterprises with the capability to manage all those needs, be they large or small. Next, our customers also want the ability to have access to faster modernization. And with Anthos, we provide tooling to help our customers to have no-touch migrations from traditional workloads into modern workloads. And not just the actual applications themselves, but also the platform. And we provide tools to help our customers modernize the way they even manage the platform itself. Next, Anthos provides greater consistency. Now, it's very common that across our enterprise customers that they may deploy Anthos in not just a single deployment option like in GCP, but may want to deploy this across hybrid environments as well as multi-cloud environments. So in that sense, the importance to have a single pane of glass and a single definition of how they want security policies or even just general configurations need to be kept in sync across all those environments. And Anthos provides methods to achieve that. Finally, Anthos is a multi-cloud and hybrid cloud platform. It's completely software-based, which means it runs inside on-premises data centers. inside GCP, and also in other clouds. Now, Anthos didn't happen overnight. It is actually a culmination of a decade's worth of work from Google. Now, there's no secret that Google has been using containers for many, many years. And even today, Google still leverages the father of Kubernetes, which is something internally we call Borg. Now, in the early or mid 2010s, so in the 2013-2014 timeframe, Google open sourced a project called Kubernetes to the world, which had a lot of the building blocks stemming from our experiences of operating container environments at scale. Kubernetes is now one of the most successful open source projects in the industry. Now, we saw that Kubernetes, although was very powerful, it was actually quite complex to use. So we released in 2015 something we call GKE, which allowed our customers to not have to think about how to install and manage Kubernetes. We, as Google, manage it for you. And GKE is that vehicle. Today, on a daily basis, we see billions of containers deployed onto GKE by customers all around the world. So then naturally in 2018, because of the demand to use GKE, we saw that there was also an increased demand to use GKE, not just inside Google Cloud's environment, but also in all other environments as well. We started with GKE on-prem in 2018, and now with Anthos, we expanded to multiple different environments. So in 2019 at Next, Anthos was announced by CEO Sundar Pichai to be generally available. We are now 12 months into the general availability of Anthos, and this is where Anthos sits today. Anthos is now able to be deployed across multiple different environments, whether it's on-premises data centers, edge computing environments, Google Cloud, other clouds, and also other Kubernetes clusters. It also provides multiple different services on top, whether it's cluster management, service management, providing developers with more agility through serverless and app development frameworks, managed operations, as well as policy and configuration management. What this translates to concretely for the different components and deployment options of Anthos is this. We now have multiple different deployment options. So on-prem, bare metal, which is coming into preview this quarter. On GCP, we recently made available Anthos and AWS. By the end of this year, we also have Azure VMs becoming available. And we also just announced the general availability of Anthos attached clusters to allow our customers to deploy Anthos on other Kubernetes environments, essentially bringing your own Kubernetes environment to Anthos. Now, Anthos then provides a single pane of glass to manage all of those environments. But on top of that, provides opinionated components to enable additional services. GKE for container management, Anthos Service Mesh to manage your service mesh deployments powered by Istio. Cloud Run to provide a serverless framework. Cloud Code to provide IDE-enabled development environments. Cloud Logging and Cloud Monitoring to provide operational visibility across all those deployment options, whether it's for the platform itself or for the applications, as well as Anthos Config Management, which provides consistency of deploying policies and configurations across all those environments. So now let's take a moment on looking at what some of our customers are using Anthos for. So let's have a look at some of the use cases that Anthos has enabled over the past 12 months. The first one that we find most commonly is customers who want to migrate and modernize their application stacks. Many of these customers really want to enable their developers to move faster, and they're reliance on legacy applications and their stacks have been an impedance to be able to offer better business agility. So when the promise of containers has come up, that was obviously a very appealing path to choose, but it was very difficult for our customers to do that without a lot of refactoring. Anthos provides our customers the tooling and the capabilities to help them migrate now from legacy applications into more modern container-based environments with limited refactoring. We also have customers who are already experts at using containers, Kubernetes, and some of them are already GKE customers. But many of them have also on-premises requirements because they can't move their workloads into cloud today. So many of them are looking at Anthos to actually be that next generation container environment or container platform. Variety of reasons why they're looking at that, but the ease of use, the consistency, the cost, the flexibility, all of those come to head when they're evaluating some of the new platforms that they want to invest in. And Anthos has time and time again been a platform of choice for a lot of our customers who are coming from some existing Kubernetes environments. We also have a lot of customers who are coming from interesting places, such as in the retail space or in the telco space, who really want to use Anthos as a means to deploy clusters and platforms in places where you might not expect them to exist, whether they are inside retail stores or locations inside ballparks or next to telco 5G towers. A lot of our customers really want to move analytic applications closer and closer to those environments to get closer to their customers. And finally, we have a lot of customers who really value the benefits of some of the intelligent GCP services that are offered. Now, some of them may not have the ability to move those workloads into a cloud environment yet for regulatory or compliance reasons. So rather than asking our customers to move their data into GCP today, what we are doing is moving the intelligent services like AI and ML services into their on-premises environments. And Anthos provides them the ability to do that. So also consistently across all of those different use cases, we have customers who not just want to modernize their application stacks, but also want to modernize how they are doing operations. So GitOps is a common theme across most of the customers using Git-based mechanisms, software delivery, continuous delivery type of methods to not just provide continuous deployments of their applications into dev, staging, production, but also to do that for their infrastructure definitions as well. So leveraging Git controls to describe their configurations for the platform allows them to mutate, modify, check in, check out configurations and be able to deploy different versions of their application stack at scale. In light of that, many of our customers then will take that advantage and be able to stamp out verified and certified versions of the configurations that they deem as important for different security zones inside those environments. Some of them may have more stringent security settings in, say, for example, production or staging, but less stringent security environments for development and testing. With the GitOps model and with configures data, it's possible to ensure versioning, and it's possible to ensure the correct security postures have been rolled out with the right configurations across all these different environments. Finally, many of our customers are also ISVs who want to have the most frictionless way to roll out their software platform without having to build a entirely new infrastructure or application stack themselves. So Anthos offers a lot of our ISV partners the ability to take their software platform and to deliver a software as a service, a SaaS solution for a lot of those solutions as well. So with that, I'm now going to hand over to my colleague, Aurelie, who's going to walk you through how to get started with Anthos.
Thank you, Brad. So I will now walk you through the specifics on how to get started. So the first thing is you want to learn more about Anthos. So you can go and start with the Anthos documentation, Anthos specific quick labs, and Coursera training. Then the next step after that is to try Anthos in your own environment. So for Anthos running on GCP, we currently have a limited time promotion where Anthos usage is free up to a limit for testing purposes. And we will introduce a self-service trial for 30 days once the promotion runs out. You may also contact sales if you want to do your own hybrid and multi-cloud proof of concept. Once you're ready to buy Anthos, you have two options. You can either pay as you go, and this is the default option, or you can contact sales to subscribe to a committed usage at a preferential price point. Now, if you want to start with Anthos in your own environment, we have a tutorial that's available to explore Anthos running on GCP. There are two parts to it. The first one is a prepackaged Anthos sample environment that includes a cluster, Anthos features, and an online store application. We refer to it as the Anthos sample deployment. The other part is a companion tutorial, and it helps you experience Anthos through core tasks. And so that's what I'm going to demo next in the Cloud Console. So for this demo, I've created a new project. I have navigated to the Anthos dashboard, and I've enabled Anthos. So as a first-time user, I'm presented with various options to get started. The first one is to launch the Anthos sample deployment. So I'm going to go ahead and click it and launch it. So there are a few configuration options. I'm going to go and use the default values. Now, you need to check the box here that ensures that you meet all the prerequisites to deploy the Anthos sample. So what that means is you need a new project and the relevant permissions. And you can see more details at this link. It's going to the tutorial, and in there, you can also find a script that checks that your project meets all the prerequisites. So I'm going to copy it. Go back to the Cloud Console, activate the Cloud Shell, and run it. So it's checking that I have the right permissions, that we don't have any org policies, that the right APIs are enabled, and that the Anthos sample deployment has not been previously deployed. So great, I've passed the prerequisites and I can deploy the Anthos sample. So from there, it's going to take about 10 minutes for everything to be deployed, configured, and running. Meanwhile, you can take a look at the Anthos tutorial. And from there, you can follow the guided experience. Now, I already have a separate project that has been pre-provisioned, so I can start exploring Anthos. So let's go to the Anthos dashboard to explore the resources that we've been creating with the Anthos sample deployment. In particular, the Anthos sample deployment has created a cluster with Anthos and an application. So you can see here, I'm in the dashboard. I have 11 services and I have one cluster. So I'm going to view the clusters. I can see it's 6 vCPU, and I can get more details in GKE. And from there, I can navigate to clusters, workloads, And in my case, I'm interested in going to services and ingress so that I can check the STO ingress gateway service, because this is a service that's hosting the endpoints for the sample applications front end. So I'm going to go to it. And you can see the sample application that's been deployed. It's called the Online Boutique. And you can explore it from there. I'm going to add it to a shopping cart. You can place an order. So now we can take a look at the internals for the sample application by going back to the Anthos dashboard and looking at Anthos service mesh. So I'm going to view the service mesh. So you can see here I have a table view of the key services in the application and associated metrics. I can also take a look at the topology view for workloads and services. So for instance, here I have a shopping cart service. You can see the inbound connection, outbound connections, and traffic going through it. And you can get more details. So I'm going to go to the service dashboard for the shopping cart service. We can see more telemetry details. For instance, the latency 50th percentile is 54 milliseconds. And the service status here is none because there are no SLO created for this service. So I'm going to create a service level objective. I'll use latency as our indicator of performance. I'll choose a very low latency threshold so we can see the effect of going past our error budget. For calendar day at 90% compliance. So it's submitted. As you can see here, we are past our error budget. And you can get more details. So now we could also set alert policies to get notification. So in the interest of time, we won't go through all the tasks in the Explore Anthos tutorial. Now, you can go through it on your own, and you can see that we've gone through the first 4 tasks. And the next one is to apply an encryption policy using Anthos configuration management. So check out the Anthos tutorial and try it on your own. So this concludes our demo and presentation. And we want to leave you with key takeaways. So first, Anthos is the hybrid and multi-cloud platform for application modernization. Second, it helps you productionize your modern application environment based on a common set of tools, such as policies and service observability across environments. Then Anthos is completely software-based. It is based on open source, and so it removes any type of lock-in, be it on the environment or the API being used. And last, you can try Anthos today by taking advantage of trial options and by exploring Anthos with the tutorial. So here are the related sessions where you can get more details on Anthos. If you have any follow-up questions, please go ahead and refer to the Dory for this session.